The Wild West was a time of guns, and even though there have been some iconic guns, there were some guns which were considered impractical and ridiculous. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the most ridiculous handguns of the Wild West. Let's begin. Number 1. Duck-foot Pistol. The duck-foot pistol, also known as the three-barrel pistol, was one of a kind firearm designed in the early 19th century. It had 3 barrels arranged in a fan shape, giving it the appearance of a duck's foot, as the name suggests. The pistol was designed for close-range use, firing multiple shots at once to increase the likelihood of hitting a target. While the concept of the duck-foot pistol was sound in theory, it had a number of drawbacks in practice. The pistol was notoriously inaccurate, owing in large part to the fact that 3 barrels were not aligned with each other. As a result, the bullets would frequently travel in different directions, making it difficult to hit a target accurately. Another significant issue with the duck-foot pistol was that it had a proclivity to injure the user's own hand. This was due to the significant recoil from firing all 3 barrels at once, and the user's hand would frequently take the brunt of the impact. In some cases, the recoil was so powerful that it broke the user's fingers or hand. Despite its flaws, the duck-foot pistol saw limited use in the Wild West, particularly in situations demanding a quick and close-range shot. It was never a popular or widely used firearm, however, it was quickly replaced by more effective and reliable handguns. Number 2. The Squeezer Pistol. The Squeezer pistol, also known as a squeeze pistol, was a small portable firearm invented in the 19th century. The Squeezer pistol locked a trigger unlike most pistols. Instead, it was fired by squeezing the gun's handle or grip. The Squeezer pistol's basic design was straightforward. The gun's handle was attached to a metal rod that ran the length of the barrel. The metal rod would move forward when the user squeezed the handle, striking a percussion cap and lighting the gunpowder in the chamber. This would result in the bullet being fired from the barrel. While the Squeezer pistol appeared to be a good idea in theory, it wasn't very accurate or reliable in practice because there was no trigger. It was difficult to properly aim the gun, and the user had to rely on their hand strength to fire the weapon. Furthermore, Squeezer pistol was frequently more dangerous to the user than the intended target. There was a significant risk of accidentally firing the weapon because the gun was fired by squeezing the handle, especially if the user had sweaty or slippery hands. While it may have had some limited use in certain situations, it was generally considered to be a novelty weapon than a serious firearm. Number 3. Boot Pistol. The boot pistol was a small and concealable handgun designed to be concealed in a person's boot or shoe. It was a popular weapon among gamblers, card sharks, and other people who needed a firearm that was discreet and easy to conceal. The boot pistol was typically very small, with a few inches of barrel length. It was difficult to aim accurately because of this, and had a very short range. Because of these limitations, the boot pistol was not thought out to be a particularly effective combat weapon. Despite its limitations, the boot pistol remained a popular weapon among certain people in the Wild West. Its small size and concealability made it an appealing option for those looking for a weapon that could be easily hidden from the sight. Furthermore, it was a low-powered weapon. It was less likely to cause serious injury or death if accidentally charged. Overall, while the boot pistol had some limited applications, it was not a particularly effective or dependable firearm. It was quickly superseded by more powerful and accurate handguns, and it's now mostly remembered as a Wild West novelty weapon. Number 4. Pepperbox Pistol. The pepperbox pistol was one of a kind firearm that featured multiple barrels that rotated around a central axis. It was designed to fire multiple shots without having to reload, which was a novel concept at the time. Despite its innovative design, the pepperbox pistol had several shortcomings that made it less popular than the other Wild West handguns. One of the main problems with the pepperbox pistol was the difficulty in aiming accurately. Because of the multiple barrels, the recoil from firing the gun could be unpredictable, and it was difficult to keep the gun steady while firing. Furthermore, because the barrels rotated, it was difficult to properly align the gun with the intended target. The pepperbox pistol had a tendency to misfire or jam. The multiple barrels meant that there were moving parts that could potentially malfunction, and the gunpowder and firing mechanisms could become clogged or stuck. The pepperbox pistol did have uses in certain situations. Its ability to fire multiple shots without reloading made it an attractive option for individuals who needed a quick and easy-to-use firearm, such as stagecoach drivers or bank guards. However, for most people, the pepperbox pistol was not a particularly effective or reliable weapon, and it was quickly passed by more powerful and accurate handguns. Did we miss your favorite eccentric gun? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more.